Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for Friday, September the 3rd, and starting on the ASX 4-hour chart here. As you may know, we've been being pulled around by the banks here, and a couple of things is that we can count this as bullish corrective, but it counts a little bit better as a 5-wave structure. So this gets a little bit messy in here. Yesterday we were talking about this also being a bit of a B wave coming down here. So that means that I'd have to put this one over here, a little bit complicated, and put this one under here, and then looking for a move to the upside here now for that. So it does look like the banks want to push up a bit as well. So it looks like we will go higher here. So any long trades can be established on the 75, the minor trading level 5. We can go into the 1-hour chart just to have a bit more of a look at this here, because when we're talking about this B wave coming in to play over here, we can see that there's not 5 waves down here. There's 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here, then an A and a B. Well, you could count that move down there also in a triangle pattern, but we'll get to that. Wave B here and wave C. So it's pretty much a 3-wave move here. And you can also see here too that we're starting to establish support on the 75 here, almost like a classic trading levels pattern, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. So we can look to go along there, but I'll just that's a 1-hour chart, of course. This here is my 10-tick chart, just the working chart here. And you can see, I just want to point out here though, is that the move down through here is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. And then we've got some sort of A wave here, little A, B, C, D, E here for the B wave, and a C wave up here for the B wave, but definitely 3-wave move here for this. But this here also looks a bit 5-wave-ish. I'll just check on this a little bit. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. So that's obviously wave 1. So we could just let's just label it a bit, shall we? Just have a quick crack at it. 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the third, 1, 2, 3. Very small for a fourth, but let's just see how that counts as 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That counts okay to here. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might have to bring that to there. Pretty close anyway. Yeah, I need to spend a bit of time pondering it, but it hasn't really jumped out at me. It looks like that 4th wave should be up here for that. So I'll just bring that there to there. Oh no, that's okay. Still a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, still short. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, a bit shallow on that one. But anyway, yeah, in terms of trading, then let's just have a look at this. Well, definitely we've got an impulse wave up there. This is also 61.8% here. So yeah, I think that the time the video goes out and the day starts, we can go. You could look to go long on 75.10. I think that would do the trick at that point. I'll spend a bit more time on that a little bit later. But we just got to be careful we just don't go up to wave C here and then drop again from that point. So just removing that. This is why the bank is kind of important, because back over here we've got the situation. We'll just go to the 4-hour chart just to explain this again. So I was considering a top in because of CBA, but we also had a look at Bank of Queensland yesterday. We had a look at the finance sector and the banking sector, and they can have this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. So it's still possible, long shot, that wave 4 could be here or could be over here with this, and we make a new, when we start cruising up at that point. That's why I was looking, when I was looking at ANZ, I mean, it's a different sort of story, but we were looking at this yesterday as wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C and a D and an E here, because they've all of these legs have got 3 waves in them. Obviously that's pretty obvious. This one's not so obvious, that one there and this one and this one and this one. So I think that we've also got a low in here as well for this, because I think this is a little impulse wave up here and this is a corrective wave. So you can go long above here, or you can just go long on once you get support on this level here on the 28 and go long and just keep the stop under here. And if that is the case, then would be going up to above 30 at that time. So I think that we can go, I think these markets are ready to go long now. I think the ASX could push up, even though I'm not very clear on the count. I think ANZ is quite clear. When we looked at the banking sector yesterday, they were okay to the upside. Combank's a little bit more tricky. So with Combank here, we've either got wave 3 in here, having the same top as the ASX200, or we need to be looking over here for it. And then this here would be the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here for this wave 4. And we go up from that point, up into there somewhere. I think one of the things we can do here is that, because it's a bit hard to count this even on the intraday, but we are getting a little 5-wave move here. So I'm thinking that this is a long shot and high risk. So yeah, you're on your own with this one to a point. But the point here is that the market has, let's just say that we don't understand a lot of this, because I don't. I can get into the guessing game. But the 100 is the line in the sand. So if I was going to go short, then I would want the 100 as the resistance. That would edge my, bet in a more positive light in terms of probabilities. If I was going to go long, well, then I'd want to be on top of this major level 1 here, the 100. So what I can see here is that we've got an impulse wave through here. Now I don't know if it's wave 1, it may be wave C of wave 4 here, and we come down here for that further. But it is impulsive, and that means that if we take that top out, that's going to confirm that that's a wave 1, and then we can shove that in there as wave 2. You could probably go long here and keep a stop under here. And we expect Friday and Monday to be bullish as well. So look, CBA and ANZ, high risk to the long side. Coming back to the ASX for a moment here, gaining support on top of the 75. I don't know if it's going to take us into 5 larger waves up here and then come back down, or is it going to go further up here to our wave 3 or 5 up here, and it's not here. Now when we look at the banking sector, this would be the right thing to do, but looking here, it's not the right thing to do. So in hindsight, because we have overlapped for this, so that's the problem here. So I really don't know, and a little bit of a guessing game. But if Friday's going to be bullish, which we're expecting it to be, and Monday, then if you were going to go long, well, then this is the time to do it. But we don't have a lot to get our teeth into. That's the issue. Okay, let's move over to the, we always have a quick look at liner. The A50 may have a low in through here now. It has made a new low here. It's a little bit wishy-washy, but we'll put that there. We know the comp is heading higher for that. So we could just have a quick look at that for a second. Let me just rearrange things here. We want the Shanghai comp. Okay, it's pushed higher. That's good. But it has pushed higher on lower volume. So see that we had that nice bar there yesterday, and this one has had a shorter range, but on lower volume. I mean, at some point it's got to drop back, but I think this, obviously this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's good, and pulls back here. This would be wave 1 and 2 here or even 2 to here. I'm not quite sure about that. So we're not finished here. This will be 1 and 2, and so we've still got 3rd, 4th. It was still pushing up through here, so we'll see how it goes. Obviously there's going to be some resistance through here, so we need that 36 as the support rather than the resistance over here. But generally China will be pushing higher, so take that on board as you want. Obviously there's 2 ways to look at what's going on in China. There's bad news, but there's sort of bad news in every country, isn't there? I mean, there's debt everywhere. But in one way, in terms of business, the CCP are actually, controlling the situation of what's going on in their country, probably more so than any other country. So that's got to be kind of a good thing at one point, and also, there's some bad points with that as well, of course. Such is life. India, a bit sort of flat yesterday. I still expected higher, but still need a little dance across here. The 17,200 is the, well, I won't get into 72 at the moment, but 17,300 would be the top of Group 1. So if you get a tested support on top of 300, then we're not coming back to 17,000 again. So that 300 will be critical. Let's have a look at the at iron ore. Now, we're counting down as an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave here. Now, there's a very clear count coming down from 4 to 5 as 5 waves. It hasn't made a new low here, so there's 2 things that can happen. We can either have the low in place, so we can just put that there, and we'll have a look at this on the tick chart as well. So that low can be in place, or we need to look at that as wave 1, coming back for wave 2, and then going down for 3, 4 and 5, and coming down lower and finishing off in that point. Which is right and which is wrong, I don't know, because I haven't got enough So we've been counting down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and you can see here that we've got 1, 2, 3, maybe an ABC for 4 and down for 5 here. I don't have 5 waves up here. I've got 5 waves in here and 5 here. So yeah, we could be, we could come down for 3, 4 and 5 here again and then turn up, or we can just start building up here. If we get support on 800, then we'll call the low in, but otherwise that's the way I see it. So it's a bit of a toss of a coin at the moment, so we can leave that. We can look at crude here for a moment. Now with crude, still a little bit of a tricky puzzle to solve. We've got 5 waves in this move here, so it can be an A wave, a B wave and a C wave for the wave B, or we can look at it as wave 1 and 2 here and going up for 3, 4, 5, and we've got wave 4 in play. I don't know, we need to mull that over a little bit further on that. US spot gold. Well, we know we got 5 waves to this point here, and that can be wave A or wave 1. This little move down through here, I suppose we can count it as corrective. It's a little bit small for wave 2, but yeah, I mean, we've got an impulse wave and then this and this, so it's corrective. We can count 5 waves in this leg. We can count 5 waves in this leg here. As I mentioned before, this is in 3 waves here, so that's bullish corrective. So we must be taking out that top at some point. We could look at it as 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's overlapping here, or we need to look at wave 4 over here for this other mess. Or we can squeeze wave 1 out of here and with an A and a B and a C for wave 2. So once again, we didn't go long on this one, we can go long on that one. So we're still looking for this here as a wave 1 here, or an A and a B and a C wave here for this, so that's also possible as well. So we should just put that B wave in there, also a bit of a long shot as well, and that would make wave C there, but that's a bit tight here and a bit short for wave C compared to wave A. But if we're working that wave D triangle that I've mentioned before, which we'll look at today in the bigger picture, so even if we get this move up through here, I mean, obviously the 18 20 is a 61.8% retracement level. That's why it's being got that glass ceiling on it. As I've mentioned before, 18 is a minor level. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, which is group 1. If we get a tested support on group 1 here, then we're not going to be coming back to 18. We're going to be going further up at that point. But we need a classic trading levels pattern there. But if we looked at this as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here, then we'd need to have an ABC back here again to the 50-60% and then move up from that point. So as far as I can see, this is the 61.8% retracement level here. The market's having a hard time. It's squashing it all up. We do need to see this as the support rather than the resistance. That's going to take time for that to occur, and we just need to monitor it, and we can keep talking about it. But it's just going to, it's going to continue to get pretty ugly in here with all of this. But because we got 5 waves up to this point, it means we're going to get another 5 waves. Is it just this little 5 waves here, or is it a bigger set? I would imagine it would be a bigger set, but we need to build on that, and that 1830 in terms of the trading levels needs to become the tested support on that. And on that note, we need to have a look at copper. So with copper, we counted 5 waves up through here on this chart, 4-hour chart or whatever. We can look at it intraday in a moment. So we're looking for an A and a B and a C to come back to the 50-60% retracement level. It's sitting quite firmly on that top of minor group 1 here at the moment, which is the 300. So let's go in and look at that. We'd expect it to come back further, but we just need to be careful through here. So with wave 1 here and wave 2 here, we could look at this as the A wave, the B wave into the box, and down for wave C. If, of course, this 500 becomes the support with some sort of classic trading levels pattern sitting on here, well, then we'll have to call wave 2 low in at that point. So if we get something like that and it gets triggered there, then we'll have to grab that and put that under there and call it a day on that one, and look to move higher at that point. We're definitely going higher. Can we go higher from that point, or do we need to pull back is what we need to wait for and look for at that point. But yeah, BHP and copper and all that are falling in place. This is the Australian dollar, so we need to have a quick look at that. We've been looking at it on the 4-hour chart, so I'll just bring that into swing here. So yeah, all going according to plan here. We've got wave 4 here with, well, probably need to double check all that, but wave 1 and 2, and looking at 1 and 2, looks like a nice little third wave here. So I'm looking to add to this position myself. The blue line is where I got in, and the other line here is the stop loss, so I brought it up to break even at that point. So we still need a little dance across here, waiting for a little pullback or something, and then pushing up to 5 here, where we'll also spend some time as well, and that will be probably likely wave 3 up at that point. But the other thing that I need to do here is just try to understand, am I going to go through a series of 1s and 2s all the way up, or do I play it a different way in that space, in that way. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we want to have a look at the US dollar index. So, okay, well, this is the 15-minute chart. Maybe we could just work from here for a moment. I'll just go back to the 4-hour chart. So we've got wave 4 up there. While we're here, we'll just look at this in the bigger picture. We've got wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4. So, yeah, I think we've done okay with all of this, really. We've kind of been on the money, I guess, if that's what you call it. So we're looking from wave 4 here. I'll probably have to dish this up into the next degree higher, so this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, because I think they would just be coming down to 88 here, I think. It could extend down further, but we're okay for the time being, okay? But I'll have to lift that up and rearrange it. So we've got green wave 1 and 2 in here, and then we were looking for the next little move down as 1 and 2, and we're in this third of a third wave down here. Okay, so heading lower, and we're on track. So let me just where was I? Get my grey cells started to wander off. Have to slap them back into place. Right, there we go. So yeah, we'll squash all this up. It'll be a bit squashy, but so this is the wave 4 top over here, which is this one over here, but I need to put that over there, but I'm not going to do that because it'll move it on the minute chart. So we counted 5 waves down here for wave 1 and 2 here. As I've mentioned before, I'm not using that spike. I'm using this one here for better or worse, but it'll become apparent later on, but 1 and 2 here. So I'm ignoring the spike. So 1 and well, an A and a B and a C. So I'm using some of the spike as 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2. And then we were looking down for 1 here of the next degree smaller, and looking back for wave 2 yesterday. Didn't really pull back to the 61.8%, but that's okay too, because, you know, when you think about it, we're in the third of the third of the third. So, you know, retracements are going to start looking a little bit lower at that stage. Once again, here we're looking for 5 waves down through to here, so I haven't pulled that apart there just yet, but I would imagine that's wave 1 here and 2 here, and then we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, so we're not there yet. We still need a little 4th and 5th wave down here, and then we'll have the 4th wave, and then we'll have the 5th wave down here of this third here, and then this one can bugger off over there, and they can go over there, and they can go over there, and yeah, so basically we're going to have a pretty smooth ride down to 92, and then we're going to see a classic trading levels pattern on the bearish side. So it will probably look a bit like this here. So if that's 92, we're going to come down, bounce off it, go back up, go through it, bounce back up, and then eventually find it as support, as resistance over here, and then continue down. So understanding that pattern, it's going to be something like that. It's not going to be perfect, but it does give you an idea of what to expect in the approach to this situation, and it means that you need to keep your stops away. It means that you need to be patient. If you're taking money off the table, then you would take some off here. You know, all the basic 10 commandments of trading rules or whatever they are, you know. Yeah. There's quite a few of them, but I should put a few together myself. Anyway, I want to delete that, not keep it. Yeah, so that's the US dollar index, and then we can go and have a look at the other guys. So we'll have a look at BHP. So I think there was a bit of a shift in this last night. My prices moved around, and I also need to double check, but still, in terms of the pattern that we're looking for, we've got the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave coming down. So 1 and 2 and 3, 38.2% retracement level, close to 65 in this case. We're looking for one more drop through here. And yeah, so the Australian BHP dropped. I don't know if they paid a dividend. Let me just, or something else went on with them. So they dropped like 8%, which is just what we wanted. So from wave B here down to wave C, we're looking for 1 and 2 and 3, and we'll look for the retracement. Didn't quite get up to the 38.2%, but we certainly dropped down here. Now, as an expanded flat correction, what happens is that we've got wave A here as an A and a B and a C wave up here, taking the top out here by 20% or whatever, and then it moves down and takes wave A out here. So everything's going according to plan here. So what we need to be looking at now, obviously, when it comes into group 1 here, it's going to start finding support on, you know, 40, this is all the group 1, so 41, 42 and 43, they're going to slow it down. It's not going to stop it, but it's going to slow it down into 40 and find some sort of support here. I'm hoping that it goes below the 40, because if it goes below the 40, then it comes back up and finds support on the 40. We can use that large number as an area for our trade setup, but we need the right pattern for that and volume and all those sorts of things. So we're on track for this to move lower now, so that's all good, and we'll just pull this down out of the way. So there's probably a little 1 and 2 in here, so we'll still need to wait. So it's going to spend a week or so in this space here, so I'm not going to focus on it too much, but in the bigger picture we're on track, and we're all over it. So we just, to get our timing right, we just need to be a little bit patient on that note. So I think that sort of covers most of it, except for FMG that we've been looking at, but that's still just dancing around the 20 here. So I won't go to the intraday, but we've been looking at this as a wave 4 rally, and we need it to make another low here. So once it finds a low down here, then we look for support on this major level 2 here, and we can start cruising along at that point. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.